Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sober School, where you can always find experience, strength, and hope. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic through and through. We want to welcome you to this platform here today, regardless of what your addiction may be. You are absolutely welcome here. We support your pathway to recovery, and whichever pathway it is that you choose, well, we are here to help, and we definitely want to make sure that it works for you. If you're watching us through our Recovery Classroom Facebook group page, this is a private group, and we want to welcome you. We also want to encourage you to share your own experience, strength, and hope, and your own words of wisdom. You never know who needs to hear what it is you might have to say, and it could just change someone's life, including your own. I want to give a special shout out to those of you who sat on the panel yesterday. It was, in my opinion, the best Q&A panel we've ever done for as long as we've been doing this now. The clients were so receptive, they were engaged, they were invested in everything that you had to say. And man, what an impact, what an absolute impact that you guys made yesterday. So I want to say thank you personally from the bottom of my heart. And to the clients, if you guys may be watching this there in the 28-day facility, thank you guys for letting us come in and share with you guys, share a little bit of hope. It was just incredible. And as I said yesterday, many of the guys on the folks on the panel said yesterday, this keeps us sober. So thank you guys. You know, my sponsor and we finally got to meet up yesterday, right before the QA panel. Met up in the parking lot. First time I'd seen him in 2 years, just over 2 years. And, you know, so he comes in and he's watching, he's kind of taking all of it in. You know, he's just observing. He'd only heard about the QAs, but he'd never seen them with his own eyes. And during the break, right at the break, he comes in and, or he comes up to me and he's swelled up with tears. And he's like, who would have ever thought me getting clean and sober could have helped facilitate this? Well, who would have ever thought a drug addict could facilitate this? And I was like, yeah, so that's kind of the point, right? That's what we were taught, right? And what he was referring to was, you know, by him getting clean and sober, by taking me through the steps like he took me through the steps, and then by me getting clean and sober, and then taking Eric through the steps, and taking Bragg through the steps, and you know, all these other folks through the steps. It ultimately led to all the things falling into place that created the Q&A panel, the crosstalk meeting on Friday nights, the QA panel on Saturdays. We can trace it all back, all because he made a choice. He made a choice to get clean and sober. I made a choice. Eric, Bragg, all these guys made choices to get clean and sober. All because of a choice. And I want to talk about that today. Matter of fact, I was talking with one of the panelists this morning about it. You know, there's something to be said about those with the fire in their eyes. And what I mean by that is, you know, my sponsor, of course, decided to get sober. I stumbled into a room by accident that I wasn't supposed to be in. That day, I was about 28 days sober, I think. And, you know, I was kind of feeling my way through the program. And then I met him. And he had that fire in his eyes. And I immediately told myself, if I want to get clean and sober, if I want to stay clean and sober, I need to attach myself to that person, to this guy. Now, keep in mind, I was still skeptical somewhat, right? I was still somewhat skeptical. So I thought it was still bullshit, but the only way to tell for sure is to follow these folks around. And that's what I did. I followed him around. And I think it was still another, you know, about a month before I finally said, I want you to be my sponsor. And the reason why it was so important, because he had that fire. He had the very thing I had been looking for. He had that fire, that drive, that determination, that passion, that zest, that zeal for life that I couldn't wrap my brain around. How could that be real? But lo and behold, it was. And when I finally arrived at the conclusion that he's not bullshitting, he's talking the talk and walking the walk, when I finally arrived at that conclusion, I said, He's got what I want. And so he did. He took me through the steps, and I tried to convey that same passion and enthusiasm and zeal for life to the guys that I sponsor. And that's the crux of it all. See, when we surround ourselves with people who have what we want, well, we're a lot more likely to get what it is that they have. See, in this program, at least for AA, I can speak to AA because that's what I work. You know, in order for us to keep what we have to give it away. And so I knew that. You know, I remember them telling me that. It didn't make sense at the time, but I remember them telling me that. And that's what I was trying to convey to the alcoholic that I was speaking to this morning over text. You know who you are. You have a fire in you that is not found in too many people. And so when you have that fire, I want to attach myself to that person with that fire, with that flame, right? People see that fire. People see that passion and that zeal for recovery. And those are the people that I want to be around. Those are the people that I want in my circle. You know why? Because that just makes my fire burn even brighter. When my sponsor came back yesterday, guys, we were going, I think it was 8 o'clock, just before 8 o'clock, I finally laid my head down on my pillow last night and finally fell asleep. And I slept till 7 o'clock this morning, which is just not usual for me, but my body needed it. But that's all we did. We just poured ourselves out. We took that same fire and we just poured it out all fucking day to as many people as we could. Anybody that was willing to listen. Because all we wanted to do was share that experience, strength, and hope. That we wanted to tell people about that point of hopelessness that we were at. I know me firsthand that I was at, and I stumbled. What were the chances of me walking into that room by accident? Eric will tell you the same thing. He walked into a room he didn't expect to. He was just expecting to go through the motions, and he walked into the room, and there me and JD, and they're just raising hell, having a hell of a good time. Find people who have what it is you're looking for. That fire I spoke to you, and you know who you are, that fire that's in your eyes that I spoke to you about, you need to guard that. Guard that with your life, because that's the fire that's going to continue to spread. You don't want to let anybody put that fire out. And the best way to not put that fire out is to make sure it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you do that by associating with people who have that same fire in their eyes, that same passion and zest for life, for living in sobriety and living in recovery. You exemplify that. And that's what I told you this morning. You exemplify that. You are badass. You are absolutely badass. And I want to encourage you, keep surrounding yourself with those like-minded people, those people who have what you have now, but let them fan your flames. Let them make your fire even bigger and burn even brighter. If you're wondering what the fuck I'm talking about, if those of you guys are watching wondering what the fuck I'm talking about recovery. I'm talking about hope. I'm talking about restoration. I'm talking about repairing and rebuilding and recovering our lives. Because for the longest time, I didn't think it was possible. That's why I'm so passionate. That's why I'm so passionate about recovery. That's why I'm so on fire about recovery, because I didn't think it was possible. There's no fucking way in hell somebody could be that damn happy and be sober. But you know what? I'm glad I was proven wrong. See, I found somebody who had something I wanted. I found somebody who had that fire and that zest for life, who was living it. And so I attached myself to that person. That's the guy I call my sponsor. I get to call my sponsor, and man, I'm just so thankful to God he's back. We had such a hell of a good time, and he got to hang out with the guys that I've been running with, and I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to be fired up too. So, but anyway, with all that being said, find somebody who has that fire that you want. Find somebody who has achieved that state of sobriety, that state of clean time that you're seeking. It's possible out there, but be careful though too, because there are people who can sit there and say, "Oh, I'm happy, joyous, and free." Well, that doesn't sound too convincing to me. I saw people like that who said, "If you want what I have," no, I don't want what you have. If that's what it takes to get sober, then shit, I think I'm gonna go drink again. But see, I didn't have that, man. I was fortunate. I was blessed enough to meet the folks in that room by accident that night who had what I wanted, and they were giving and willing enough to give it to me absolutely for free. And so now that's what I try to do. Now that's what Eric tries to do, and Matt and Bragg and Ryan and all these guys. We want to spread that. We want to fan those flames of recovery and sobriety. That it is possible. Those flames of hope is what we're trying to spread. And I want to encourage you today. It's possible, but you have to take that first step. Find somebody who's accomplished what it is you're trying to accomplish, who's gotten clean, who's gotten sober. I sat in a room with 7 of them up on a panel yesterday. I can tell you all about them. And again, thank you guys for coming into that panel. It was just incredible. I'm still on my pink cloud, I think, from that. Find people who have accomplished what you're trying to accomplish. Surround yourself with them. Attach yourself to them. And wherever they go, you go too. To ask them questions. Ask them to show you how they got sober. because at the end of the day, it might just save your life. I know damn well it saved mine. With that being said, I'll let you guys go. Hope you guys have an absolute kick-ass Sunday. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys keep me sober, and I couldn't be more appreciative. Thank you guys. We'll talk again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.